Today we'll take a recap of the selected concepts and questions given in the chapter polynomial. So today's class is a revision class for the chapter polynomials. Now 0 of a polynomial is that particular value of a variable at which the value of polynomial becomes 0. For example, if px is equals to x plus 2 and if we put x is equals to 2 in px, the value of polynomial becomes 2 plus 2. So value of polynomial is 4. Now it is not equal to 0. Therefore, x is equals to 2 is not a 0 of px. I repeat, 0 of a polynomial is that particular value of variable at which the value of polynomial becomes 0. Now, if in px I put x is equals to minus 2, now the value of polynomial is minus 2 plus 2, which is equals to 0. Here the value of polynomial at x is equals to minus 2 is 0. Therefore, we can say x is equals to minus 2 is a 0 of px. Now, find the 0 of the polynomial in each of the following cases. Let us see how to calculate 0 of a linear polynomial. If px is given as x plus 5, the first step is to find zeros of polynomial. We should equate px is equals to 0. So when we put px is equals to 0, it means x plus 5 is 0. Therefore x is equals to minus 5. Hence x is equals to minus 5 is the 0 of polynomial px. Second part, px is equals to x minus 5. Now first step to calculate 0 of polynomial is equate px is equals to 0. Here px is x minus 5. When we put x minus 5 is equals to 0, it means x is equals to 5. Therefore, in second part, x is equals to 5 is the 0 of polynomial px. Now, fifth part is px is equals to 3x. Let us put px is equals to 0. 3x is equals to 0. When you transpose 3 from left hand side to right hand side, it becomes x is equals to 0 divided by 3, which is again 0. Therefore, x is equals to 0 is the 0 of polynomial px. If px is given as cx plus d, now first step is same. Equate px is equals to 0. Now cx plus d is equals to 0. So cx is equals to minus d, transposing d to right hand side. Now dividing both sides by c. So we have x is equals to minus d upon c. Therefore x is equals to minus d upon c is the 0 of polynomial px. Now remainder theorem. Px is any polynomial of degree greater than or equal to 1. Let a be any real number. If px is divided by a real linear polynomial x minus a, then the remainder is p at a, the value of polynomial at a. Here px is the dividend, x minus a is the divisor. Now let us say the quotient is qx and remainder is rx. So according to division algorithm, dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So px is equals to x minus a into qx plus rx. Divisor is x minus a, which is a linear polynomial. So the degree of remainder should be less than 1. Degree of remainder cannot be greater than degree of divisor. If the degree of remainder is less than 1, it means it is a constant number. So let us take constant number as r instead of rx. So px is equals to x minus a into qx plus r. Now it is an equation. We have equality symbol. Let us replace x by a on both sides. So on the left hand side we have p at a is equals to right hand side a minus a into qa plus r. A minus a is 0. 0 into qa is also 0 is equals to r. Therefore, the value of remainder is equals to value of polynomial at a. Now look at exercise 2.3, question number 1. Find the remainder when x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 is divided by x plus 1. Here px is x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 and divisor is x plus 1. When we put x plus 1 equal to 0, the value of x is minus 1. Now instead of long division method to calculate the remainder, we will use remainder theorem here. According to remainder theorem, value of remainder is equals to value of polynomial at x is equals to a. Here x is equals to minus 1. So let us replace x by minus 1 in given polynomial. Now minus 1 cube plus 3 into minus 1 square plus 3 into minus 1 plus 1. So it is minus 1 plus 3 minus 3 plus 1, which is equals to 0. So in this case remainder is 0. Px is equals to x cube minus ax square plus 6x minus a is divided by x minus a. If we use remainder theorem, then the value of remainder is equals to value of polynomial at x is equals to a. So let us replace x by a. So p at a is equals to a cube minus a into a square plus 6 into a minus a, which is a cube minus a cube plus 6a minus a, which is 5a. Hence the value of remainder is 5a. We can also find remainder using long division method, but that is time consuming. Now factor theorem. If px is a polynomial of degree n greater than or equal to 1 and a is any real number, then first point, x minus a is a factor of px if p at a is 0, and second, if p at a is 0, then x minus a is a factor of px. Now according to the division algorithm, dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Here dividend is px, divisor is x minus a, quotient is qx, and remainder is value of polynomial at p is equals to a. So I can write px as x minus a into qx plus p at a using division algorithm. Dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Now consider first point. We have to prove x minus a is a factor of px if p at a is 0. Now if we are given p at a is equal to 0, let us put this value in this equation. So we have px is equals to x minus a into qx. Now px is written as product of two numbers, x minus a into qx. So each number is a factor of px. Therefore it shows that x minus a is a factor of px. For example, I can write 15 as 3 into 5. If I can express 15 as a product of two numbers, 3 into 5, then each number, 3 is a factor of 15 as well as 5 is a factor of 15. Same concept is applied here. If px can be written as x minus a into qx, then x minus a is a factor of px and qx is also a factor of px. Now point number 2, we are given x minus a is a factor of px, we have to prove p at a is 0. Since x minus a is a factor of px, therefore px can be written as x minus a into gx. It means we are writing px as a product of two factors. One is x minus a and second factor is gx. Now in this equation, let us replace x by a. So on the left hand side we have p at a. On the right hand side we have a minus a into gx. Now on the right hand side, a minus a is 0, 0 into g of a is 0. So it means the value of polynomial at a is also 0. This is your factor theorem. Now find which of the following polynomials has x plus 1 as a factor. Now first polynomial is x cube plus x square plus x plus 1, and we have to check whether x plus 1 is a factor or not. Now if x plus 1 divides px completely, therefore remainder should be 0. So let us calculate remainder. Now for remainder, let us use remainder theorem. So the remainder is equals to value of polynomial at x is equals to minus 1. So value of polynomial at p value of polynomial at x is equals to minus 1 means we should replace x by minus 1. So it is minus 1 cube plus minus 1 square plus minus 1 plus 1. So which is minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1. And the final answer is 0. Since the remainder is 0, therefore x plus 1 is a factor of this polynomial. Now, px is equals to x cube minus x square minus 2 plus root 2x plus under root 2. Again, we have to check whether x plus 1 is a factor of given polynomial or not. Same concept we are going to use here. If x plus 1 is a factor of px, then x plus 1 divides px completely. If it divides px completely, remainder should be 0. So let us calculate remainder using remainder theorem. Now the remainder in this case is the value of polynomial at x is equals to minus 1. So replace x by minus 1. So we have p at minus 1 is equals to minus 1 cube minus minus 1 square minus 2 plus root 2 into minus 1 plus root 2. Now the first term is minus 1, second term is also minus 1, third term is plus 2 plus root 2 plus root 2. So it is minus 2 plus 2 plus 2 root 2, which is 2 root 2. Now the value of polynomial at x is equals to minus 1 is 2 under root 2. This remainder is not equal to 0. Since the remainder is not equal to 0, we can say x plus 1 is not a factor of given polynomial. Now next type of question is find the value of k if x minus 1 is a factor of px in each of the following cases. In this case we are given x minus 1 is a factor, but one unknown quantity is also present in the question, which is k, and we have to find the value of k. Px is x square plus x plus k. Now x minus 1 is a factor of px, therefore p at 1 should be 0, remainder should be 0. So let us put x is equals to 1 in px. So 1 square plus 1 plus k, it is equals to 2 plus k, but this should be equal to 0 because it is a remainder. Yes, so k is equals to minus 2. Now in second part, px is equals to 2x square plus kx plus under root 2. P at 1 should be 0. So let us replace x by 1. 2 into 1 square plus k into 1 plus root 2 is equals to 0. So 2 plus k plus root 2 is 0. K is equals to minus 2 minus root 2. So the value of k is minus bracket 2 plus root 2 if x minus 1 is a factor of px. Now next type of question we have factorize the following. In factorization, if quadratic polynomial is given, one of the method is by splitting the middle term. Now look at the first part, 12x square minus 7x plus 1. Here the coefficient of x square is 12 and the coefficient of constant term is 1. So the 12 into 1 is 12. So we have to find two numbers such that their product should be 12 and their sum should be 7. Now let us write the factors of 12. 1 into 12, 2 into 6, 3 into 4. Now 3 and 4 are the two numbers. Their product is 12 and their addition is 7. So let us split the middle term 7x into 4x and 3x. Now we have 12x square minus 4x minus 3x plus 1. Now from the first two terms take 4x common, 3x minus 1. From the last two terms take minus 1 common, we have 3x minus 1. Now 3x minus 1 is common, so we have two factors, two linear factors as 4x minus 1 into 3x minus 1. 6x square plus 5x minus 6. In this the product of first and last term is minus 36. Here the product is minus 36. It means the factors are of different sign. One factor is positive and one is negative. Now the middle term is plus 5. So we have to select two factors. When we multiply those two numbers, we should get minus 36. But when we subtract two numbers, we should get plus 5. So let us write factors of 36. 1 into 36, 2 into 18, 3 into 12, 4 into 9. Now 4 into 9 is equals to 36, and if I take difference of 4 and 9, it is 5. Since the middle term is positive, 5x plus 5x, so let us take 9 as a positive factor and 4 as a negative factor. So we have 6x square plus 9x minus 4x minus 6. Again, taking 3x common from the first two terms, so inside the bracket we have 2x plus 3. Taking minus 2 common from the last two terms, so we have 2x plus 3. Now 2x plus 3 is common, so the second linear factor is 3x minus 2. Using hit and trial method. Suppose we are given px is equals to x cube plus 13x square plus 32x plus 20. When we have to use hit and trial method for the cubic polynomial, the very first step is to write the factors of constant term. Here the constant term is 20 and the factors of 20 are plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 5. If I put x is equals to 1 in px, the value of polynomial is 66, which is not equal to 0. Therefore x is equals to 1 cannot be 0 of px. If I put x is equals to minus 1 in polynomial, the value of polynomial is 0. So x is equals to minus 1 is a 0 of polynomial. So x plus 1 is a factor of polynomial px. So let us divide px by x plus 1 using long division method. So by the hit and trial method, we have one factor of px, which is x plus 1. Rest two factors will calculate using long division method. Now let us divide px by x plus 1 using long division method. X cube plus 13x square plus 32x plus 20. When we divide px by x plus 1, the quotient is x square plus 12x plus 20 and the remainder is 0. Now division algorithm is dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So dividend is equals to divisor, which is x plus 1, quotient x square plus 12x plus 20 plus remainder is 0. So on the right hand side we have two factors. First is x plus 1 and second is quadratic polynomial x square plus 12x plus 20. So again we have to write this as a product of linear factors by splitting the middle term. Here the middle term is 12x and the product of numbers should be 20. So the factors are 10 and 2. When I add 10 plus 2, I'll get 12x, and when I multiply 10 and 2, I'll get 20. So x squared plus 10x plus 2x plus 20, take x common, it is x into x plus 10. From the last two terms, take 2 common, it is again x plus 10. So the linear factors for this quadratic polynomial are x plus 10 and x plus 2, and x plus 1 is already one of the factors. So px is equals to x plus 1, x plus 10 into x plus 2. So these are the three linear factors of given polynomial px. Minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5. Here the constant term is 5. Factors of 5 are plus minus 1 plus minus 5. So let us try hit and trial method. If I replace x by 1 in px, the value of px is minus 16, which is not equal to 0. But if I replace x by minus 1, the value of px is 0. Therefore x is equals to minus 1 is 0 of px. Now it means x plus 1 is a factor of px. So we have one linear factor of px using hit and trial method. X plus 1 is a factor of px and px is a cubic polynomial. So let us divide px by x plus 1 using long division method. When I divide px, that is x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5 by x plus 1 using long division method, here the quotient is x square minus 4x minus 5 and remainder is 0. Now, division algorithm is dividend is equals to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Remainder is 0. So, x cube minus 3x square minus 9x minus 5 is equals to x plus 1 into x square minus 4x minus 5. Again, the second expression is a quadratic polynomial. So, let us convert this into linear factors using splitting of middle term. Now, I want my product should be minus 5 and the sum of terms should be minus 4. So here the factors are minus 5x and plus x. When I add minus 5 plus 1, I'll get minus 4. When I multiply minus 5 by 1, I'll get minus 5 as a product, which is last term. So taking x common from the first two terms, so we have x minus 5 inside the bracket, plus 1 common, so the second bracket is x minus 5. Now x minus 5 is common, take x minus 5, so in second bracket we have x plus 1. So the three linear factors of px are x plus 1 into x minus 5. Now let us revise few identities from the chapter. X plus y whole cube is equals to x cube plus y cube plus 3xy into x plus y, and x minus y whole cube is equals to x cube minus y cube minus 3xy into x minus y. Now look at example number 22 from NCERT. Write the following cubes in expanded form. So first expression is 3a plus 4b whole cube. Now 3a plus 4b whole cube, when we compare this with the identity x plus y whole cube is equals to x cube plus y cube plus 3xy into x plus y. Here the value of x is 3a and the value of y is 4b. So replace x by 3a and y by 4b in the identity. So we have 3a plus 4b whole cube is equals to 3a whole cube plus 4b whole cube plus 3 into first term into second term, 3 into 3a into 4b multiplied by 3a plus 4b. So we have 27a cube plus 64b cube plus 108a square b plus 144ab square. Now in second part we have 5p minus 3q whole cube. Here the value of x is 5p, value of y is 3 cube. So when we put this value in identity, x minus y whole cube is equals to x cube minus y cube minus 3xy into x minus y. We have 125p cube minus 27q cube minus 225p square into q plus 135pq square. Now the identity number 8th is x cube plus y cube minus z cube minus 3xyz is equals to x plus y plus z multiplied by x square plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus zx. Now example number 25 is factorize 8x cube plus y cube plus 27z cube minus 18xyz. If we compare this with the given identity, the first term is 2x, second term is y and third term is 3z. So let us replace first term by 2x in the identity, second term by y and third term by 3z. So this expression is equals to 2x plus y plus 3z multiplied by 2x square plus y square plus 3z square minus 2x into y minus y into 3z minus 2x into 3z. So finally we have product of two expressions. First is 2x plus y plus 3z and second expression is 4x square plus y square plus 9z square minus 2xy minus 3yz minus 6xz. Now in NCERT we are given verify this result. X cube plus y cube is equals to x plus y into x square minus xy plus y square. Let us start with the identity. X plus y whole cube is equals to x cube plus y cube plus 3xy into x plus y. Now keeping x cube plus y cube on one side and shifting 3xy into x plus y on other side. So we have x cube plus y cube is equals to x plus y whole cube minus 3xy into x plus y. Now in both the expression, in both the terms, x plus y is common. So from the first term, if I take x plus y common, what is left? X plus y whole square. From the second term, if I take x plus y common, so we have minus 3xy. So we have x cube plus y cube is equals to x plus y into, let us write x plus y whole square in expanded form using the identity. It is x square plus y square plus 2xy, and next term is minus 3xy. Now plus 2xy and minus 3xy are like terms. When you add them, when you simplify them, you will get minus xy only. So x cube plus y cube is equals to x plus y first term into x square plus y square minus xy. We can use this result as identity in many questions. For example, if we are given 64m cube minus 343n cube and we have to factorize this, I can write 64m cube as 4m whole cube and 343n cube as 7n whole cube. So it is in the form x cube minus y cube only. So let us use the previous result. X cube minus y cube is equals to x minus y into x square plus xy plus y square. So it is equals to 4m minus 7n into 4m square plus 4m into 7n in plus 7n square. So it is equals to 4m minus 7n into 16m square plus 28mn plus 49n square. Now if x plus y plus z is equals to 0, show that x cube plus y cube plus z cube is equals to 3xyz. Now identity number 8. X cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz is equals to x plus y plus z into x square plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus xz. On the right hand side we have the product of two expressions. First is linear, second is quadratic. X plus y plus z multiplied by second expression x square plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus xz. Now we are given x plus y plus z is 0. On the right hand side, if I put x plus y plus z as 0, so 0 into second expression is also 0. So the complete right hand side becomes 0. So we have x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz is equals to 0. Let us shift 3xyz on the right hand side. We have x cube plus y cube plus z cube is equals to 3xyz. Again we can use this as identity in any question. If we are given the sum of three terms is 0, sum of cubes of three terms is equals to 3 into first term into second term into third term. For example, next without finding the cubes, factorize x minus 2y whole cube plus 2y minus 3z whole cube plus 3z minus x whole cube. Now we don't have to find cubes, we have to use suitable identity here. If you look at the expression carefully, it is the cube of first term plus the cube of second term plus the cube of third term. Now if I add the three terms, x minus 2y plus 2y minus 3z plus 3z minus x, the sum of three terms is equals to 0. So I can use the previous result. If a plus b plus c is 0, then a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equals to 3abc. Therefore the given expression is equals to 3 into first term, which is x minus 2y, into second term 2y minus 3z, into third term 3z minus x. Now if x plus 1 by x is equals to 7, find the value of x cube plus 1 by x cube. Now x plus 1 by x whole cube is equals to, using identity, cube of first term plus cube of second term plus 3 into first term into second term into inside the bracket first term plus second term. Let us use this identity. So x plus 1 by x whole cube is equals to x cube plus 1 upon x cube plus 3 into x into 1 by x into x plus 1 by x. Now 3 into x into 1 by x is equals to 3 only. We can cancel the term x. Now we are also given x plus 1 by x is 7. So on the right hand side and on the left hand side, let us replace x plus 1 by x by 7. On the left hand side we have 7 cube, which is 343. On the right hand side we have x cube plus 1 by x cube plus 3 into 7. So it is 343 is equals to x cube plus 1 by x cube plus 21. Let us transpose 21 on other side. We have x cube plus 1 by x cube is equals to 343 minus 21, which implies x cube plus 1 by x cube is equals to 322. Chapter next maths class is on Tuesday, so you have complete 3 days to revise this chapter, practice all the questions and complete your notebooks. Content of the chapter is already shared with you. Thank you.